Since when was this decision planned? Why did Taehyung choose a different path in the midst of a critical moment for the group? And why did Jungkook suddenly issue an apology that shook millions of armies around the world? Is this the beginning of BTS's breakup or part of a bigger strategy that has long been hidden from the public? One shocking announcement from Kim Taehyung, widely known as V of BTS, has rocked the Korean and international entertainment worlds. In an official statement released by the agency on Thursday night, Taehyung announced that he would begin working on a project outside BTS's official activities, something that immediately sparked waves of speculation, anxiety, and even outrage among their loyal fans. Not long after, Jungkook, the golden magne of BTS, appeared in an impromptu interview. With a calm but clearly trembling voice, Jungkook issued an apology to the public. His words were unusual, not the standard phrasing usually crafted by a PR team. This was an apology straight from the heart, and it made everything more complicated as what's really happening behind the scenes. News of Taehyung planning to take on work outside BTS is not entirely new. Rumors of his interest in exploring the world of art, acting, even modeling have circulated for quite some time. But no one expected that this statement would come out now, right in the middle of military service, when BTS members are physically and emotionally apart, and when fans are still clinging to hopes for a full BTS reunion in the future. To end that official statement, Taehyung said, "I feel that now is the right time to understand myself further as an individual, not just as part of BTS." This sentence, while sounding wise, actually opened a vast space for uncertainty. Shortly after the news spread, Korean and international media immediately spotlighted various aspects. Is this a sign that BTS is disbanding? Is there internal conflict? Why was such a major decision announced when all the members haven't even reunited yet? But among all the reactions, Jungkook's response drew the most attention. In an exclusive interview held in HYB's practice room, which was later widely broadcast by K-media, Jungkook, with a hoarse voice, said something that could not be ignored. "I should have seen this earlier. I should have talked to him. I'm sorry to Taehyung, to ARMY, and to myself." Immediately, the atmosphere shifted. Netizens and fans alike began to ask, what exactly did Jungkook mean? Does he feel guilty about Taehyung's decision? Or was there an important conversation that never happened between them? The situation became even more complex when old recordings began resurfacing, dug up by fans. Clips from documentaries, variety shows, even their old live videos, which once seemed ordinary, are now being reinterpreted. Some fans pointed to moments when Taehyung appeared silent while the members discussed BTS's future. Others highlighted videos showing Jungkook staring at Taehyung with a hard-to-read expression. One video that has gone viral again is from a V-Live session they did last year. In that video, Taehyung once said, "I want to try many things, but I'm afraid you won't accept it." At the time, this statement was met with laughter from the other members. But now, its meaning feels far deeper, and now, the public is faced with two major questions. Is Taehyung's decision a form of personal freedom or a signal of internal disharmony? And why did Jungkook, who is known to be close to Taehyung, choose to publicly apologize? An internal source, who chose to remain anonymous, told Korean media that tension among some members did occur before they entered the military. It wasn't conflict, but rather a lack of open communication. Everyone was too busy with their individual agendas, including Jungkook and Taehyung. Both are very emotional people, and when they don't talk to each other, misunderstandings can develop. What the source revealed points to something shocking. Taehyung's decision to work outside BTS was actually not sudden, but something that had been kept for a long time, even before BTS announced their hiatus. Even more surprising, some HYB staff themselves didn't know about this. They only found out after the official statement was released. This reinforces the suspicion that the decision was a personal choice by Taehyung without interference from management. Meanwhile, armies have started to split. Some support Taehyung's step, calling it a sign of an artist's maturity. But others feel betrayed, especially after hearing Jungkook's apology. Many admitted to crying, feeling like something was lost. Some Korean entertainment industry observers are calling this event a critical phase in BTS's brand. They argue that how HYB and the members handle this moment will determine whether BTS can survive as a single unit or if they'll start operating as individual entities. But of all that's happened, one question remains unanswered. Why did Jungkook apologize? In a follow-up interview, when asked further about his statement, Jungkook only said, "Sometimes we're too late to realize that someone has given us signals, and we choose not to see them." This sentence makes the public increasingly believe that between Taehyung and Jungkook, there was an emotional conversation that never happened, or perhaps a wound that was never healed. For many armies, taekook's bond is more than just friendship. It symbolizes unity, warmth, even BTS's strength as a group. Now, with both in different phases, Taehyung choosing a personal path and Jungkook apologizing as if admitting guilt, fans can only hope this isn't the beginning of a permanent separation. But on the other hand, HYB seems to be strategizing to ease the situation. Several Korean media outlets noted that BTS's group comeback schedule is still under internal discussion and not finalized. This opens the possibility that even though Taehyung chooses individual projects, he may still return when BTS reunites after military service ends. But one lingering question continues to haunt fans. Can BTS still be the same BTS after all of this? The emotions arising from this moment are real. It's not just about an artist taking a different path. It's about the hopes of millions who put their trust in the unity of 7 people who have been the light in their lives. The team's decision to take a professional step outside BTS and Jungkook's remorseful apology have opened a new chapter that no one anticipated. A phase full of tension, hope, and perhaps regret. But behind all the narratives that have widely spread, including emotional reactions, public assumptions, and doubts about BTS's unity, one thing needs to be stated clearly and firmly. The news claiming that Taehyung has officially announced work outside BTS and that Jungkook apologized because of it is not true. All of this is part of speculation, fragments of interpretations that have been emotionally inflated by certain parties and unofficial media, exaggerating the situation without any accountable factual basis. The fact is, as of the writing of this article, there has been no official statement from HYB or from Kim Taehyung himself stating that he will leave BTS or take on permanent work outside the group. Taehyung is indeed known as a multi-talented figure active in fashion, photography, and acting. But all of these activities, so far, are still in line with his main commitment as a member of BTS. He has never stated leaving BTS, let alone said he would take on work that could threaten the group's integrity. The same goes for Jungkook. The so-called apology linked in the above narrative never actually occurred. There is no official interview, either on HYB broadcasts or major Korean media, showing that Jungkook issued an apology to ARMY regarding Taehyung's personal career decision. Jungkook is known as someone emotional and expressive, especially when it comes to his fellow BTS members, particularly Taehyung, whom he has known since his teenage years. However, there is no digital footprint or official transcript supporting the claim that Jungkook felt guilty about Taehyung's career steps. What actually happened is merely a series of misunderstandings. Some fans may have overinterpreted certain cues taken from old clips, short video expressions, or even word choices during casual live broadcasts. But such interpretations cannot serve as the foundation of news, especially when there is no confirmation from the concerned parties. Narratives like this are actually very dangerous. Besides potentially dividing the fanbase, emotionally charged yet baseless news like this can also create psychological pressure for the artists involved. BTS, including Taehyung and Jungkook, have worked very hard to maintain harmony among themselves and open communication with ARMY. Creating a narrative as if there's conflict, separation, or regret among them, without accurate data, is irresponsible. Even worse, such speculation can be exploited by certain individuals for personal gain. Whether from content monetization, news traffic, or the growing popularity of social media accounts spreading the rumor. Yet the impact can be immense on the emotional bond that has long existed between BTS and their fans. It must be clearly understood that individual activities of BTS members do not mean disbandment or internal rift. From the beginning, HYB and BTS have explained that members are free to explore themselves as artists, as long as it doesn't contradict their collective group agreements. This has been proven through solo careers of RM, J-Hope, Suga, Jimin, Jungkook, and also Taehyung, all of which still operate in parallel with their identities as BTS members. Therefore, it is crucial for fans and the general public to not easily believe in clickbait, provocative, and unverified news. In this age of fast and open information, digital literacy becomes the main weapon to avoid being trapped by emotions manipulated through dramatic narratives. BTS is not an ordinary group. They are symbols of brotherhood, hard work, and sincerity that have grown together for over a decade. The bond between Taehyung and Jungkook is not one that can be shaken easily by rumors. They are friends, brothers, comrades who have shared both joy and sorrow on the same life stage. Giving each other space to explore is not a sign of separation, but rather a form of trust and mutual respect. TO conclude, the news that Taehyung is officially leaving or working outside BTS and that Jungkook apologized for it is not true. That narrative is merely an emotional construct built from pieces of unfounded assumptions. BTS remains united. Taehyung is still part of BTS, and Jungkook, as always, continues to be the brother who supports each of his members' steps, not out of guilt, but out of love that never needs to be doubted. Let us keep the spirit of BTS and ARMY healthy and whole. Don't let rumors destroy what we've long protected together: trust.